What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $890 on the day, so a very good day for me for sure. But let's dive right into it. First trade I took today was a short on Cat B. This one I just straight up knocked out of the park on the call. Back here on the 28th, I was saying this would be a great swing trade into the conference. Uh, I was talking at 188 and I actually went long at 188 and I had quite a few shares, but I'm a terrible swing trader by the means of I just can't hold for the bigger move when I'm green on a trade. So I ended up selling it for the break at $2. But everyone in my chat room, some people did take the trade and swung it. They did really well on it. But 188, I said, it's a great swing into the news conference for their presentation. And if I was going to hold it and swing it, I'd sell it the day before. Well, the day before was yesterday, and you can see that huge spike here. Now I said today would probably be the day of sell the news. All right, so this thing was already up basically 100% total from the announcement that they were going to present at this conference. And today the news is out, the presentation's done. There's no more future catalysts, so this sell the news comes into play. And that's what I thought would happen today. So I was watching it to sell off. Out of the gates, it dropped and curled back up. I missed this entry for the next move down, and this would have been the better entry. But since I missed that one, I ended up playing this one right here for the break of low a day. So I went short at 314, candle under candle again. So that was one of my entries, break of the 50-minute moving average. And I did chase it a little bit. Like I said, I wanted to get right in here for the break of candle under candle, thinking that, okay, now we're going to get the move down. But I got in a little late. I got in right here at 314. And a minute later, we got a nice flush down, and I covered into that flush. Basically an average of 302. It did hit a bottom of 293 as stops were getting taken out, but it just didn't, the ask didn't follow hard enough, so I wasn't able to get a clean fill. But that was a good way to start the day for sure. YECO, this one was my next short. This one, as you can see yesterday, huge move up out of nowhere, no news, never heard of the stock. It hasn't done any kind of form filing in forever. As far as I can tell, it's just a shell company. Like it doesn't even exist maybe even anymore. So um, yesterday it popped up and sold off quite a bit. I thought today it's going to do the exact same thing. So I went short 948 right inside here and got 500 shares. I wanted more, but I didn't get the fill I wanted. And I rode it for quite some time. A couple times it did drop down, into the dollar, well, where is it at? Where did it fall at? There we go. That's the drops I was looking for, and I was hoping to break $1, and that was the one I would cover. But then it started moving back up on me, so I ended up covering inside here just to get out of it, locking my win right here on this candle. I saw the L2, the bid kept coming up, and I was like, let me just lock in my profits. So I covered at $1.20 from $1.46, I think it was. $1.47. So 27-cent win on 500 shares. My next trade was Kroger, and this one I completely chased. And well, I didn't. Hindsight is I chased it. It was only up 20 cents, so there was buyout rumor on this one. It was confirmed that a company actually is looking at it. And as soon as I got in, I mean, look at this. 1 penny from the exact top. I got in right here. As soon as I got in, it sold off 100% of the move. So whenever that happens, I'm just looking to exit on any kind of pop. We got a pop here, and I sold into this pop, and I basically hit the exact top of that pop because it never came back up after that. So whenever the move sells off 100% that I was playing, I'm just looking for the next pop, and then I'm getting out. And I know it's going to be a loss, and there's just no way it's probably going to go back up. But I'm just looking for any kind of pop to minimize my losses and get out. So as you can see, I was down like 200 bucks there on 1,000 shares, but I ended up only losing about $40 total just for being a little bit patient. My stop was that if we broke the beginning of the pop, so 2072, that was going to be my ultimate stop loss. I would have taken my lumps there. But as long as it held that, I was, as it's coming back down, as long as I held this level, I was like, don't break that, don't break that. And finally, we got a little bit of relief move, and I was able to cover into that. or sell into that. HMNY, it just it had this huge move kind of, and it was just a VWAP play. I was watching the 1 minute, waiting for it to come back to the VWAP. It flushed through 14 right here, and that's when I kind of bought it. I just thought, shorts would probably cover into that. Got a little bit of a pop. I was hoping to get over 14 as the volume was coming in. It just didn't go anywhere, so I sold my position for basically an 11-cent win on 500 shares. This one, though, I just want to point out, I had been waiting on for a few days. I've been talking about it in my chat room, but the spike up, the pullback, and I was looking for candle over candle in the daily, and I was just watching it, watching. Sure enough, we got it inside this move, and when it went candle over candle, it just went 52-week highs, all-time highs, and I just missed it because I didn't get in. But I did play the VWAP play, and made about 50 bucks on the trade. So ITEK, this one was kind of just a candle under candle play on the 5 minute. Kind of see it curling, and I got in a little early in the anticipation of that break and drop, and you can kind of see it right here. I got in right here, 1,000 shares, got a quick drop down to 234, and that's when I covered right at the bottom of this candle for $60. This one, my next trade was CHRW. I can't even remember what the news was on this. It was definitely positive news on the company. I went long when I heard it, 75.15. So right here, got a quick pop up, and I sold as it just I kept moving my stop loss up to 1 cent below the bid, just to let it keep moving. Oh no, I remember what it was. It was an option play. Yeah. Oh, there's more options being bought on it. So the October 20 75 or 77 and a half calls were being bought. At the time, it was 5,000. So that's why I bought this. It was just a call volume play that someone thought this thing was going to go up. And you can kind of see the volume coming in to correlate that. So I made about $50 on this trade. GNCA, this was just a high a day break and a play going to the $2 break. I've been watching this for quite some time, thinking that if we broke this level right here, we'd get into this gap window and hopefully see a move. So as we were approaching, I got in a little early, thinking that the closer and closer we got to $2, the more people would find buyers. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. I got in at 193, right inside this candle, so right here. Got the quick spike up. I sold half at 206 inside this initial spike, and I sold the remaining half as it was coming back down. So we got a candle under candle in the 1 minute, so I just wanted to get out. That was my sign. All right, I'm done with this one, and ever since then it's kind of sold off from there. So it didn't really get into that window very much. Kind of a false break move. It's unfortunate, but nonetheless came away with a good win there. So GNCA, I played it again. So we had the 1 minute candle under candle here, and it didn't go anywhere. It didn't flush out. So I was thinking, okay, I'll play the 1 minute candle over candle. So I bought right here, 209. It got a quick pop up, but didn't go anywhere. And inside this candle, it was starting to show the sellers coming in a little bit. So I sold for about a $20 loss. Did end up double topping, which is not what you wanted to see if you were long, and it did sell off from there. So I lost about $20 on that trade. So Cat B, you can kind of see this support level right here, and then the candle under candle. This one was kind of just a volume play as well. Volume just started coming into the sell side on this thing. Again, sell the news. The news is out. The presentation's done. There's no future catalysts for the time being, so people are going to sell and find the next stock that's got volume or that's got a catalyst on it, taking their profits. This thing, like I said, has been up 100% since they announced they were presenting today. So it was just an L2. I was watching the L2, watching the volume, breaking that support level in the 5 minute. You can kind of see that there. So I went short for the $3 break. Took 1,000 shares short, and let's see, right here, moved on down. We broke. I held this for quite some time actually. Geez, 12:05 is when I covered. So we broke. It came back up, and this right here, it didn't move down. So I thought, okay, we're gonna double bottom, and it was gonna move back up. So I ended up covering right here, and if I would have held another minute, I would have gotten an even a bigger flush. But nonetheless, I got to stick to my strategy. This is what I thought was a bad sign for me, so I ended up covering the remaining. Let's see, the remaining shares at basically $3, and I ended up shorting this again 1207. You can kind of see that right here, this huge drop. I was like, oh my gosh. So it was a low day play, and I got a few cents out of it. You know, basically 4 cents out of it. 2,000 shares, $80. Just a low day play. This was hitting lower day. I got a decent fill, and I thought it was going to push down further. It didn't, so I covered for a quick win on that one. This one I didn't hold as long, or wasn't willing to hold that long, because I was kind of chasing it a little bit. So I was just looking for 2, 3, 4 cents out of it, and move on. CYCC, this was just a volume play. I assume it was a chat room buying this thing, but volume just came in out of nowhere. It was hitting Benzinga, that this thing was getting some volume, so I just jumped in. It wasn't up much. Like, the worst case scenario is I was going to lose 10 cents on it, so I took 1,000 shares, got in at 203 right here, 203, and popped up kind of slowly on me and looked like it was sputtering along. So I got out 204, made about, well, actually 205. So I made about, $15 on that one after commissions. So my next play was right inside here. This one, the news came out that one of the directors of this company was selling 53,000 shares, and that sounded like a big deal. So I went short. I basically went short 1,000 shares at 137.5. I ended up covering about 7 minutes later, right inside here, when it came out that yes, he sold 53,000 shares, but he owns 5 million shares. So that's like not even a big deal. He probably bought a new yacht or something, I don't know, or bought a new car with that money. So when I heard that he had 5 million shares left still that he owned, I was like, oh, that's no big deal then. And I ended up covering. I made about 20 bucks, 15 bucks on the trade. My last trade was a high day run on HMNY. I've been watching this for just another move. I kind of chased it. Actually, I really chased it. I got a really crappy fill. Now looking back on it, I was almost top taking this right here. So I got in really high. I wanted to get in around 1460, and I got filled at the very top of my limit order, which is not what I wanted to do. So as soon as I was kind of green on this one, I was down 200 bucks or 150 bucks at one point right here inside this candle, but as it was moving back up, I sold for a quick profit, about $50 on the trade. Just happy to be out. I had a feeling it was going to run close to 15 and maybe break 15. I'm actually surprised it didn't, but after getting kind of a chase fill, I was just happy to get out and have profits. So those are my trades for today, up $890 on the day. If you have any questions on my trading style, please feel free to ask. You can find me in my Discord channel, or you can also find me via email at stockjockat@gmail.com. And I am there to answer questions for any and all kinds of traders. I get questions every single day inside my Discord chat, and a lot of people are benefiting from just asking questions from another trader and getting their perspective. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video.